So today we got our very first trailer for World War II DLC 4, and of course it had its multiplayer parts, and then at the end it had the zombies part. Now of course, this being a zombies channel, we're going to solely focus on zombies. Now also another thing I should mention is with this trailer we got an official release date for this DLC, and just like a lot of us expected, it's going to be coming out August 28th. Now of course that's in 5 days, and that's so dumb. Now, I'm going to try to keep this to a minimum, but I just have to say this because this is just so dumb. Why is their very first marketing for this DLC only happening 5 days before the map comes out? Like, what is the thinking there, honestly? Like, why even release these trailers at that point? It's not like it's going to sell you anything, because, like, who's going to be watching these? It's just so dumb. Or maybe they actually gave up on selling it. I don't know. It's just so dumb. I don't know why they release the trailers so, like, with no time before the map even comes out. I just don't get it. There's no time for people to get hyped or anything at all. It's just a complete and utter waste of time. And on top of that, we're probably going to get a standalone zombies trailer on the day of release like they did with the Tortured Path, and nobody's going to watch that. Just like, why are you going to be watching it when it came out? If you're interested in the zombies mode, then you're probably going to be playing it at that point, or if you're not interested, then you're going to be all like, oh, I missed it. I guess I missed the entire launch of it, and boo-hoo for me. But it's just dumb. I don't know what they're doing with marketing. They just suck at it. Somebody needs to get fired and get their maybe not fired, but they need to get their job straight. They need to figure out something with this, because this is just dumb. But anyway, it's going to just stop right there. Even though I could go on for much longer, just going to stop because it's just so annoying what they're doing with marketing throughout this entire DLC season. So anyways, now we're going to be jumping into the trailer, or I guess the zombies portion of the trailer, and I'm just going to be pointing out the major points of this trailer that I want to talk about, because I don't think all of it needs to be talked about. So the first thing I want to talk about is this new zombie type we're going to be getting. Now, I'm not too sure what it is actually doing and what its abilities are. I'm not exactly sure, but one thing we know for certain is that it goes and kills the other zombies, or I guess the normal zombies around it, and it extracts Geizkraft from them. Now, I can only imagine that this is going to make the zombies stronger, because more Geizkraft would probably make it stronger, but I'm not exactly sure what it's going to do by making it stronger. Is it just going to be faster? Is it going to have some ability? Now, I'm just not exactly sure, so we're going to have to wait and see. Also, another thing I'm actually concerned about is that what if you just have your last zombie in your map, and all of a sudden this guy spawns in and goes, kills your last zombie, and ends the round? Imagine how annoying that's going to be. I'm just hoping it's going to be just spawning during the normal rounds. It can't just randomly spawn. That's my main concern with it, so hopefully that's the case and just can't go snatch your last zombie. I can't imagine they do something like that, but let's just hope that's not the case, because it's actually something that worries me and might just end the round on you. So as long as it's a zombie through the rounds that exists in the rounds instead of between them, something like whistling, they spawn through the rounds. Like, you don't have to kill a whistling in order to end the round. So I'm just hoping they're just zombies through the rounds, if that makes sense. But another thing I want to mention is the story perspective of these, because if you guys know, this map is going to be taking place in Thule, and of course Thule is where all the ancient Geizkraft stuff is supposed to be going on. So maybe this zombie was maybe under rest, or just put in the stasis or something like that. I don't know, just put somewhere away, and then they waited for something like this to happen, and it was reawoken. So maybe this is going to be like a zombie from the ancient times or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. That's pure speculation, but I don't think that we'll ever see any new zombie types that were made by Straub, and since Straub's not making them, I mean, the only other option we have is that they're from ancient times, or at least that's how I see it. Next thing I want to bring up is that there's going to be this dark area. There's not much to say about it, but it's covered in blood and stuff like that. I don't exactly know what exactly to make of it, but it's going to be a dark area that we're probably going to have a bunch of pains dealing with. But now, actually getting to more interesting parts of the trailer is where we actually see the new 4 wonder weapons that we're going to be dealing with inside this map. So the first one we have is some sort of scythe, and you can see somewhat of how effective it is. It doesn't look that effective, so hopefully it could be upgraded or something like that, but it kills a couple zombies in front of this character. Now, the next wonder weapon we have is something that looks like a Spartan shield, shield that looks like you could charge zombies with it, and it'll have like some sort of blast that will kill all the zombies behind it. And I'm not sure if these are infinite use. They kind of, I mean, you would think they are since they're melee weapons, but at the same time we're just not exactly sure. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting. I'm also very interested in how the shield's going to work. Are you always going to have it? Can you put it on your back to protect your back and just be used like a shield like it was inside Black Ops 3 zombies or something like that? I just am a little curious on how the shield's going to work. It's the one that intrigues me the most because or I guess no, actually there's another one that intrigues me a little bit more than the shield, but this one, it looks like the one I may like because it looked like it was pretty powerful. It looked like it took out that train, and also on top of that, if it could be used as a shield to protect your back, I would also like to see that. The next wonder weapon we get to see is a sledgehammer that kind of looks like it's going to be like Mjolnir, because you could see the character throw the hammer and it kills a couple zombies. Of course, we can't tell how effective it is because there's not that many zombies, but of course it kills the zombies and somehow ends up back in the character's hand after that. So I'm assuming it's going to be like Thor's hammer or Mjolnir. It's going to be able to throw it and then come back. Also, I guess I should mention this was also a mystery box. He's standing next to a mystery box spawn location, so that's also something I guess I'll throw in there. Now, the next one we have is actually a really interesting wonder weapon. Now, before I get into it, let's just mention that there's a Guy's Craft shield machine just next to him. Just want to say that we actually saw that early in the trailer, but I didn't bring it up because, you know, it was going to have a better shot of it right here. But this wonder weapon is quite interesting because I don't think it's actually a weapon. It looks like it can only be used in a defensive way, or I guess it could be, I can't think of a way it could be used offensive, because from what it shows here, you can't really attack zombies with it. But what you do instead is that you throw one part of this wonder weapon, and then I guess you activate it and it'll teleport you to wherever you threw it. And that is something I'm actually quite interested in. Now, I'm not too sure how effective it's going to be in zombies, because even if you're playing zombies and you get stuck in while you're training or something like that, I don't know if you'll be able to activate it in time, but it is something that I'm actually really intrigued to see. I'm really interested if it's going to have any offensive abilities that we were not shown inside this trailer. At least I'm hoping that's going to be the case, but we'll have to see how this all works out. But after this, we see something, and I'm not sure who this is, but we see somebody or something walking around with the head of Straub and somebody else. And considering this person's wearing a crown on his head, I think you could assume that this is Barbarossa, but there's no way of certainly saying that. It does maybe could be him, but I'm just not going to say it is, even though it probably is. But then after that, we see someone else, and this is a new zombie, maybe even the boss of this, but we could see this whole pharaoh looking zombie here. You could tell he's some sort of ancient Egypt character, because obviously all the ancient Egypt stuff he's wearing on him. So this guy may be our boss, which is interesting because we were all assuming that Barbarossa was going to be the boss. And if that head that we saw earlier was Barbarossa's head, then we may not actually be fighting Barbarossa, because inside the trophies, if you guys didn't watch my video from the other day, we did hear about the boss fight was going to be some sort of ancient evil, defeat the ancient evil, but it never said Barbarossa, but we just assumed it was going to be Barbarossa. But if Barbarossa's head is just sitting there, I doubt we're going to be fighting Barbarossa, and instead we may be fighting some ancient Egypt evil, maybe something like that. And maybe we've been misled this entire time, and we're going to be seeing what actually is going on here with this ancient Egyptian stuff that's going on. I'm not exactly sure, but it did catch my interest, and as long as they're able to pull something special off here with the story at the end, I'm going to be more than happy, because I've been a little disappointed, or a little is not enough. I've been hugely disappointed with the storyline throughout its season, so maybe they could pull off some sort of twist and stuff like that at the end to really catch my interest. And of course, this trailer ends off with just Klaus returning with Guy's Craft all over him. He's floating mid-air. This kind of looks like a cutscene. I'm not too sure if this is going to be the intro or outro. I'm kind of hoping it's the intro, because I don't want to see the outro inside a trailer, even though I think Sledgehammer did it with Exo Zombies in the past. So hopefully that's not the case, but there's really not much we could tell from this, because all he says is death is near, and I mean, that's so vague, and I just cannot even start to speculate what the heck he means by that. So, you know, it is interesting to see, but I'm kind of interested to see if he's going to be possessed by this ancient evil. Maybe Barbarossa is going to possess him and we are going to fight Barbarossa, but I don't know. We'll have to see how this is all going to work out. But that's about it for the trailer. Tell me what you guys guys are thinking about it. I'm just hoping that they're going to have some amazing map to finish off this. I'm hoping we have some super Easter egg stuff with some version of director's cut or something like that, and I just hope they do something special to end off their season, maybe get a couple people interested in their mode again. But that's going to be a tall order because I think this zombies mode has been even less popular than Infinite Warfare. Actually, I'm pretty sure it has. But anyways, that's about it for the video. Tell me what you guys think about all this stuff. Are you guys interested in this map at all or anything? I'd love to hear from all of you guys. But if you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and especially bell. But I'm going to go and I'll catch you guys in my next stream or video.